Hello guys and welcome to episode 22 of Assetto Corsa. Today we're going to be taking the Giulietta QV onto the new track Trento Bondone. Bondone? Bondone.
I think it's Bondone. Yeah, as usual we have done a pre-recording of this because this track is an absolute beast to drive on.
I was going to say monster, but I think you probably summed it nice when you said beast.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult track, but I have to say it is an Italian track and it's an Italian car. And we did say a couple of episodes ago, well I didn't, but you did, you said that we have to take an Italian car out on this track. And so we have, so in the Alfa Romeo Giulietta, we'll talk a little bit about the track and then we'll talk about the car. There isn't too much information about the track, but we might as well just give you some of the facts.
Yeah, I mean it was opened in 1925. It is of course in Italy, and it is 10.75 miles long.
Yeah, something like that. I think it shows up on Assetto Corsa as about 17.5 kilometers, so that's about right.
Yeah. But I tell you what though, because
that was a bit of a bump.
Well, you can see straight from there.
I mean, it's not a straight line. I don't think there's much straight line until towards the end. And I will say you drove this pretty well.
As a first go, yes.
I've never driven this track before,
just want to reiterate that this was his first go.
I'll say if you do love taking your car on the corners, then this is definitely the track for it.
And I have to admit that the Giulietta, despite being a front-wheel drive car and something that I thought may not be brilliant for this particular track, it did handle remarkably well. It really did handle remarkably well. The only thing I'd say is that, probably more fun to take out a rear-wheel drive car, which I think after this recording I will be doing. I will be taking out a rear-wheel drive car on this track because I think that it'll be a lot more fun to slide around the corners. But still, it's a very good car to take out, and I think for someone who wants to get used to this track, this is a really good combination.
I mean, your turning skills have to be pretty good in this, I think.
It is like driving up a mountain.
When you're driving up a mountain.
Well, we are driving up a mountain, but it's very. I'd say it's closer to real life in the sense that when you're driving on a circuit, it's not that much turning. You're going at very high speeds. Here, you're doing much more reasonable speeds. You're doing, for example, right now about 40 miles an hour, which is about a reasonable speed going up a hill, and then you're braking quite, down to about 25 miles an hour and going around a corner. That is what it's a much more reasonable speed.
I mean, just looking at the way when you're taking corners, you're normally going into first or second gear. And that's what you normally do. I mean,
exactly.
There's no cheating around it or anything like that, or locking your back wheels.
No, you can't do it. You lock up, you crash. And the fact that it's through a town, you've actually got road markings, and you can see there, it's crossings and buildings and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really nice, and I have to say it's really, really well made. The detail, the attention to detail on it is absolutely fantastic. I think somewhere along this route you'll see bus stops going up. I don't know how a bus would actually manage to make it up this.
So I'm just curious, is this an official update or is it a mod?
This is actually official. This was released in version 1.0.
Okay.
The RC version, which we reviewed in our last episode. And we thought, well, we've checked out one of the tracks and we've checked out one of the new cars. Let's try taking out the other one. Although I do wonder what the LaFerrari would have been like on this.
You know what?
Massively wide.
You know what? I'd like to see this track in night mode. That would be scary.
That would be, because there's no lights.
You always know where you're going. So I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon anyway.
Will they be implementing night mode?
I don't know. I really don't know. They haven't mentioned anything as of yet with regards to night mode. We don't know. Maybe the future might hold something on it. I'm not saying, I'm not holding out for them doing a night mode, but if they do, it'd be really nice.
I mean, being a simulator, I think they should have like rain, different weathers.
You see, but the only thing is, I would say that from a developer's perspective, the problem with that is memory, trying to keep the memory low, and then secondly is all the extra effects that you have to have in, and then you've got to animate all the windscreen wipers and all that kind of stuff. Even with night mode, you've got lighting systems that you have to manage, and that's going to be quite difficult to do. So I don't know, but for now I'm quite happy with it.
Just looking at you taking these corners right now. Were you tired after this?
A little bit, I was a little bit tired. I'd say that going through this. I mean, if I was driving this on a real road, I probably would be more careful. In a sense, I wouldn't be going as fast. But nevertheless, turning full lock left, full lock right, In fact, I don't think I ever did actually full lock, apart from maybe once. But I was pretty close to full lock on a lot of these corners.
I mean, the record for this hill climb is 9 minutes 23 seconds.
That must have been the fast car,
incredible.
Yeah, and that was done in 2001, 2011 even.
Yeah.
So I'd really be interested to know, what car he used.
Yeah, and if that car is actually in Assetto Corsa, I think we could go and try it out.
It could even be a motorbike.
What was that?
I don't think it'd be a motorbike because I can't see a motorbike going around those tight corners.
I don't think so too. Was it the European Championship?
Yeah, European Hill Climb Championship. Yeah, that's right. Really nice track though, definitely. And for anyone who's thinking of buying a Assetto Corsa, this is probably one of the first tracks I would recommend you to try out. This and Spa and Snoopy's Nürburgring Nordschleife.
Oh yeah,
has to be there.
It's not implemented in the game, isn't it?
The Nordschleife is not implemented
not.
in the game yet. No, it is. We're still waiting on that Dream Pack DLC. That will have it. So I think they're in the testing phase for that.
That'll have a price, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll have a price, but
I'm sure it'll be worth it.
I think I'm going to buy it for all the cars that we're going to get, and the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I'm definitely going to buy it. No offense to Snoopy's Nordschleife, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But it'd be nice to see what Assetto Corsa can actually do. And I'm sure that they've probably taken on board a lot of Snoopy's ideas and a lot of the way he's modelled it and implemented that into their own mode. So many thanks to Snoopy just for bringing this out for us while we wait, which it's absolutely fantastic. But I think we'll talk about the car.
Yeah,
the car. We can move on to the car, the Giulietta CV Alfa Romeo. First Alfa Romeo in the game. I think this is the first of 4 or 5 that will be coming into the game. So we've got some information about it.
A really good-looking car.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, when it's Alpha, it's got to be good-looking.
Yeah. Although not all Alphas were good-looking. I never liked the look of the GTO Spider. It had those two really small lights and the square lights at the back.
I didn't look that bad.
The shape was nice, but I think the lights and everything ruined. The back lights were fine. The front lights ruined it a bit. I think it just wasn't Alpha in styling.
But I think this one's really well made.
Yeah, really well made. But having said that, it is an Alfa Romeo.
Yes.
Therefore, we can expect it to break down halfway up this hill climb.
But it doesn't break down.
That would be interesting, though. That would be really interesting.
That's
Alfa Romeo, known for good looks, fast cars, terrible reliability.
I mean, it does take out 235 brake, so it's no slouch.
And it is a turbocharged car, so you can feel the torque, which is 349 Nm of torque, isn't it?
Yeah, and being turbocharged, that torque is actually in the low level.
We are quoting this on the website, so we.
The thing is about this car is that even though it's it's not a supercar, it does feel really good and it sounds really good. I think this is one. With this F mod that they've now implemented, this car really sounds good with F mod. I'm not going to say that it's the best sounding car, but it definitely is a car that you can imagine sitting in and driving, even though it's a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, it's enhanced by the F mod. I mean, to be fair, all sounds have been
enhanced. Yeah,
I mean, F mod has done this game no end.
I mean, speaking of enhancing things, there seems to have been another 250 meg update this week.
Okay.
No changelog.
Yeah.
But despite not having a changelog, it's gone and done something. I'm presuming it's updated more sounds because that's what they've been doing for the past past a couple of weeks since it's been released.
Yeah.
They've been doing nothing but updating the sounds and ironing out some of the bugs. So I'm guessing that's what this 250 meg update's done.
The screen froze there for a second. We're going to show you the Alfa Romeo didn't break down.
No, that's slight issues with our recordings. I'm sure you've noticed that before in a couple of our videos. Our subscribers will have noticed. We are trying to fix that, and I'm sure we can find a way around that.
This is the Hapag is being a bit silly sometimes.
I have to say though, I think YouTube has now enabled 60 frames per second videos. So if you're seeing this in 60 frames per second, then this is our first video that's at 60 frames per second, and you're gonna see the difference. You will see a Assetto Corsa.
Yep. 60 frames.
60
when
frames
did that come out?
Last week, I think.
That's fantastic.
And if we can get this out in 60 frames per second, you will see this in 60 frames per second, and you will see Assetto Corsa how we see it. And you will notice that from the 30 frames where it looks good, in 60 frames, this is a completely different game. It is a completely different simulator. It is absolutely
About
fantastic.
time they did that.
Yeah, it is about time they did that. But
Because they used to compress pretty much every video and it's really bad.
yeah, so if you are seeing this 60 frames per second, then really you should be. In fact, while you're watching this video, you should be buying Assetto Corsa right now.
Or leave a comment for our videos.
Yeah, do leave a comment saying we like this.
Yeah.
And do buy Assetto Corsa. I think every week we just end up recommending it more.
Yeah.
You just have to recommend this game more. The handling on this car is absolutely brilliant. It feels alive, direct. I'm still gonna say that the force feedback is a little bit dull. It's not where I would have expected it. This is where I had to use full lock. There you go. That's the only time I use full lock.
Oh, that's
Well,
really close.
have you gone past up the place where you nearly hit the pole?
Yes, we've gone past that. But this is, I think, coming up to the end of the track. But I have to say, apart from the force feedback, everything else is absolutely brilliant on this. And I think what we'll do is we'll leave you to enjoy the end of this lap. So it's about 4 minutes. I think I will just leave you to enjoy that. So please leave a comment in our comments box below. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more videos like this. If you do want us to take out another car out on this track, we'll probably take a rear-wheel drive out. Please do let us know. I'm thinking of actually taking out Lotus 98T with 100% turbo out on this track.
Or the BMW.
Oh yeah, that BMW 3 Series. That would be brilliant.
Immense. That is a really nice car.
So yeah, I think we'll do that. Obviously not in the next episode. Next week, look forward to another video on the career mode.
Yeah.
And after that, we'll probably go back to reviewing some mods, and we will come back to this track. And we'll probably try out some sort of rear-wheel drive car and see what it brings.
Yes.
But until then, we will see you next time.